This is Xbox Emustation, Lucid Llama mods. All these consoles have every United States game ever released for the following systems: Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, 800, the Lynx, Sega Game Gear, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Genesis, Master System, NES, PC Engine, Pokemon Mini. Some PC ports can be downloaded. It can play PS1 games if you FTP them. Super Nintendo, Virtual Boy, and Xbox. All of these also have all the artwork, as well as gameplay videos, cartridge art, box art, 2D and 3D, and some fan art and logos. For example, we're going to be looking at the Super Nintendo. Every one of these lists takes about 10-second loading time due to it scanning the directory trees, and as you see, we have all of the box art for these. But if we hit the white button, Options, we can switch that to 3D box art, we can switch it to logos. Mix images is all the cartridges, screenshots, go back to box art, then we can also jump to a letter here, and as you see we have a favorites section which I'll get into momentarily, but we will jump to S. We'll go down to Super Mario, because everybody knows what that game is. And as you see, if you hit Y, which is the preview button, it will then show us a gameplay preview. And these do have audio. Then once you scroll down, it will refresh the images and end the video. As you see in the bottom right hand corner, we have the description of all the games. The top right hand corner shows the developer, publisher, release date, name of the game itself, the genre, how many players it supports, which all of these emulators do support multiple controllers linked to them for multiplayer. Another thing is we have UI settings. This view mode, this just removes the description basically. Home screen customization, this is where you can customize your home screen to different layouts and such. This is the original one. And if we continue to look at some more, we have the carbon. You can change the color of this to anything you want with the hex color ID system. You look up what color you want on color picker, then just copy that numbers and letters and paste them in to the options there. Then look at some 7800 games, only 55 were released in the United States. But this is what this theme would look like, with the synopsis, which is the description again, and the box art or gameplay previews. We also have the carbon alternate theme, which drops the carousel to the bottom, or it should at least. There it is. And moving back to Atari 2600, just look at some more games. This will be the favorites feature that I mentioned earlier in the video. Find a good game, cracked I guess. We'll hit Y button and add current ROM to favorites. Now when we exit and go back to the home screen, before that it'll show us that we did add it to the favorites. When we go back, we have all these cartridges. And this area here is our favorites list. Now you cannot view video previews in this version in the favorites list, but in the updated version you can. Updated version also has a kiosk mode, which basically allows you to lock the system from anything being removed, deleted, or messed up at all, especially if you have children and they hit a lot of buttons. It will give you a randomly generated password, and you can enable and disable it with that, but this is not the updated version. You can, however, update it by going over to options here. In the other themes, it's XBMC options. Go up to downloader, and you have all this stuff: applications, dashboards if you want different ones, DLC, downloadable content for a few games, more emulators, but these are all on here already. Homebrew, this is the PC ports section I mentioned earlier. Mods, just some mods for some games. Some other stuff: game trainers, cache formatters, artwork, this is already on here. There is more themes in the updated version, but you go to updates and you would update your top 2 download lists and URL downloader, and then you would update to a stable update, and you would have kiosk mode in this settings menu under UI settings, and it is also located under other settings. These settings here allow you to scan your ROM files and refresh your lists when you add games to the system. You can choose custom paths if you want to repartition the console and put it in different parts of the hard drive. We have sound settings. There is some updates to this, but not very many in the new update. Applications, these are just some apps you download, but DVD X2 dongle free, lets you play DVDs without the dongle and remote. DVD to Xbox allows you to copy any Xbox disc or DVD really to the hard drive to play it without using that disc, which is great for having game backups if you don't want your discs all scratched up. XB Partitioner, this is more of a expert program. This lets you repartition the hard drive for different size spaces if you want to change where your stuff is located, but the emulators run off the E drive because that's the fastest one. Now we're going to take a look at the Xbox section. As you'll notice, there will be no description or box art in the updated version. This is completely updated and remastered, so it's all here. And there's also a few more themes in the new version as well, if I didn't mention that. But these are just some games to show as a demo unit. And as you see, if I go to Crash Bandicoot, there's no disc in the system. It loads right up. Now if you hit the back button, the black button, and both triggers all at once for 3 seconds, that reloads back to your home screen. It doesn't take very long. I believe it's a 10-second refresh time. And to prove there's no disc in the system, we'll just go play a different game right now. Loading times are about twice as fast running it directly off the hard drive rather than the disk, as well as it saves the life of the disk drive laser. And we're going to go back to the home screen again. One last thing is there are screensavers preset in here, but in the new update there is able to be different screensavers that you can add yourself if you know how to FTP to the console, or just burn them to a disk and transfer them from the disk through the file manager, which is located in Options, File Manager. But all this other stuff, we have system info. Over 12 hours of time go into every one of these systems, but as you see at the bottom of hard disk information, total uptime, 17 hours, 45 minutes. And this Emustation mod can have a resolution of 720p if you can find a component cable or an HD pound link cable, but they're fairly expensive online due to them being discontinued. The screensaver, you hit the back button, you can turn it on anytime. This one's the Matrix Trails, and there's a bunch more. But thank you for watching, and thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video and the preview of Xbox Media Center Emustation. Bye.